This is the Brown Boy Wonders podcast.
Welcome to the Brown Boy Wonders podcast. Today's episode, my guests and I are going to discuss our top 5 favorite Harry Potter characters. My first guest here, she loves spoilers, I think. She's an old colleague of mine. Here's Lolley. Lolley, how are you doing today?
Hi, Abrar, and all the wonderful listeners of Brown Boy Wonder podcast. Thank you for having me today.
Of course, just introduce yourself. What have you been up to?
Sure, yeah, I've just been just chilling at home, just trying to hang out with the kiddos and learning new things and stuff. Just nothing major.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. My second guest here, she's an old college friend of mine. Here's Parvathi. Parvathi, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me, and I
Of course.
hope your fans would like me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure everyone will like you. And of course, I have a special guest. I have your husband here, Vishnu. Vishnu, how are you doing, man?
Hi, I'm doing good. Yeah.
Good.
Thanks for having me as well. So it was a last minute notice, but still, yeah.
No, I
thanks for
like it.
having me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I like it. But yeah, this is the top 5 Harry Potter episode. But guys, before we get into that, I do have some trivia. Are you guys ready for some trivia?
No, never.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
all right.
ready.
Well, all right.
Ready?
Question. So there's 3 questions. Question number 1. What is Dumbledore's favorite flavor of jam? Is it cherry, blueberry, blackberry, or raspberry?
Blueberry.
Blueberry, okay. Parvati or
I'll
Lolly,
go
would
with
you
blueberry too. Yeah, I'll go with
I'll go with
blueberry.
blueberry too.
final answers?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
That is incorrect. The right answer is raspberry.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. The second question. So no one gets points there. The second question is, who caused Ron's fear of spiders? Is it Hagrid or his brothers?
His
Brothers.
brothers.
Okay, I
I
got
think
one
it's
brothers.
Hagrid.
Okay. Lolly.
I'm gonna go with his brothers.
Okay. Final answers.
Yes.
Yeah, you're correct. It's Fred and George, his brothers.
Oh man.
Awesome. Yeah, because he already had his fear of spiders when he went to see the, Aragog in the forest, so he was already fearful.
Ah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Well, the last question is, in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, how many
Mhm.
classes did Hermione take? Was it 12 or 16?
Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot.
Oh
Why
my
do I
gosh.
feel like it's 16? Or it could possibly not be 12 or 16. You're probably tricking us.
I'm gonna
Uh,
say 12. I'll just go with 12. Not
12,
entirely
No
okay.
sure,
idea.
but we'll just throw that out there.
12.
12, okay. Parvati?
16?
All right, final answers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's 12.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay.
That was a lucky guess.
Yeah, me too.
Right. So I guess you guys are tied, I guess.
I'm losing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, let's get into right in the business. The characters in the Harry Potter series allows us to connect and relate to different perspectives, experiences, and challenges. This portrayal of diversity not only enriches the narrative, but also promotes the themes of acceptance, friendship, and the power of unity. Right now, we're going to discuss our top 5. I'll go with Lolly. Lolly, you start with your number 5.
Okay. So my number 5 would be Severus Snape, Professor Snape. Um, he
Okay.
is like a very complex character, as a lot of people know that are familiar with the series. He has some good and bad, and he's touted as someone that is a bully. But when you look at his backstory, like from childhood to adulthood, you can see he had like went through like so much trauma as a child that he had to learn how to compartmentalize. He grew up becoming a very skilled wizard, becoming a great occlumens, being able to like close off his mind and everything. So he was like a very skilled wizard, very good at the double agent thing, because of course he had to um, be part of the Death Eaters for Voldemort and everything. But what really set him apart, or what really stood out to me, was his immense love for Lily. Some would say it was an obsession. I still think it's like a great love, and he basically redeemed himself towards the end by saving, Harry's life and a lot of lives of other wizards, basically. So yeah, he's my number 5.
Nice, nice. Yeah, he is very complex.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
All right. Parvati, what's your number 5?
My number 5, like, do I just rank them in order or?
What do you mean? I mean, just what's your number
Okay,
Just
5?
say your
so
number 5. Yeah.
well, I guess my rank number 1 would be Hermione. Oh wait, you're saying rank number 5. Sorry, I think okay, never mind.
Oh.
For the 5th one, it would most probably be Voldemort, I believe, because I felt like he was like a very powerful character, like right from the beginning, like the main villain.
Mhm.
Even though he was like dead for like 3 or 4 seasons, and then in
Yeah.
the 5th season, like he came back alive. So like I just felt like he's like such a powerful character. So I would rank him as the 5th one.
Yeah,
Good.
Voldemort's
He's
he's
relentless.
yeah,
Very
he's
ambitious. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Vishnu, what's your number 5?
So it is the favorite character list, right? Not the powerful character list.
It's just your favorite top 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be difficult for me because I'm also a huge Harry Potter fan. So
Mhm.
let's say it's gonna be Dumbledore.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously Dumbledore, because he sacrificed himself, right? So what's more than a sacrifice? Like so basically he saved, or like saved Harry Potter for how many years? Like 5 to 6 years, and
Yeah.
so he was a guardian angel for Harry Potter. So I would say definitely Dumbledore, and even he was the most powerful wizard at the time when he died, right? And still he foresaw the future, and then he decided to die. I mean, yeah, that was very touching for me. So definitely Dumbledore is my number 5. Number 5, yeah.
Gotcha. Do you like the original guy who played Dumbledore or the guy who played after him?
I like the character. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm not too much attached to the actor who played it. So yeah, both guys did well.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm a big fan of the first Dumbledore.
Mhm.
The second Dumbledore. I remember watching Prison of Azkaban. I was excited to see who was going to be cast, and I remember feeling disappointed because what we had in the first 2 movies and what we got was like 2 different things. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was a little disappointing for me. That's why I always say that Prison of Azkaban, amongst other things, is one of my. It's a great movie. It really is, but because of certain characters and because I guess because of my expectation and disappointment, like it ranks as like my least favorite movie. Even though it wasn't terrible, it was just more about the character. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for the first Dumbledore, I feel like I just want to hug him. He's just like a huggable guy. That's
I
just me.
felt safe. Like with him, he was just, yes, he was soft spoken, but there was just something about him, like his aura, like I just felt safe. The other one, he was like he was a lot. But as the movies went on, I learned to like love him. And yeah. But yeah.
Uh, yeah, I always wanted Ian McKellen to play that role because of the
Mhm.
Gandalf, right, from
You
Lord of
know
Rings.
what? Yeah, yes. I swear I also thought that too. And I was like, I wish they cast him like because they were so similar. Like I
Yeah.
watched both franchises together, so I wanted
Yeah,
him, but I mean Michael Gambon did may he rest in peace. He did do a good job.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I like that. My number 5. I
Yeah.
think I think no one has on their list, but it's the Sorting Hat.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
this guy, he pretty much like, you know, he basically told every student like where house they're gonna go to. I think that's the major the whole like pivoting point of the whole story is like maybe Harry could have been uh,
A
uh,
Slytherin.
a Slytherin. Yeah, he could be a Slytherin.
Yeah.
So I think this guy, the Hatting guy, also he was pretty funny too. But I think he's the real indicator of like the whole series.
Oh
But
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
I definitely wouldn't have like picked it, as a character. But yeah, he was very good about sorting, not only sorting the, various witches and wizards in their houses, but one signifying point that I liked is the fact that you can always tell him if you didn't want to go to a certain house, basically, kind of like in Harry's case.
yeah,
Like he saw
Mhm.
like Slytherin like qualities in him, but Harry wanted to be in Gryffindor. So he put him in there. And of course the fact that the sword, in the second movie where the Phoenix folks brought the Sorting Hat into the Chamber of Secrets, and then you were able to retrieve the Godric Gryffindor sword. So that was
Right.
also a very big, big moment. Like it literally like saved Harry's life because it showed that he was also a true Gryffindor by being able to take that out of the hat. So yeah, that's actually a very good. I would have never thought about putting the Sorting Hat, ranking him or something, but yeah, that was pretty good.
yeah.
Mhm.
That and like when I first saw the first movie, he's like, oh, this hat looks it's a talking hat. That's pretty funny. But
Yeah,
um, but
he's
quick
a
question.
symbol. Yeah. Mhm.
Very symbolic. Quick question. Who is which house are you guys in? Are you guys in Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw,
Slytherin.
I'm
Slytherin?
a Hufflepuff. Yeah, you're a
I
Slytherin.
am a Gryffindor.
Okay, I'm a Hufflepuff, but I am a Ravenclaw for some reason. But I don't see it.
Really?
Wait, you can be both?
I guess. Or
I mean, yeah,
I
you
took
could.
the test.
I took the Pottermore
Uh,
quiz like 2 or 3 times, and whatever I answered, it always said Hufflepuff. So
Mm.
Honestly,
yeah.
when I was taking the quiz, I thought I was gonna be in Slytherin. Like, I remember taking it, and I was saying with one of our other colleagues, and yeah, we thought he was gonna be Slytherin. But I feel like kind of like with the Sorting Hat, like you can have qualities from each of the other houses, but I guess your most defining or the most prominent qualities just kind of
Mm.
stand out. So that makes me a Gryffindor. I was telling Abrar that I'm a Hufflepuff as well because
Yeah.
I'm starting to like them, or I like them, but I never really given them like much thought as I did with
Mhm.
like Gryffindor or Slytherin. So yeah, I
I
say I'm
thought
a
you would be a
Gryffindor.
Slytherin. Oh
A
well.
Slytherin? I mean, yeah. Either way, I'm fine with either house, but I am a Gryffindor.
Well, welcome to the
Nice.
house of Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff, yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so let's go to our number four. Is Lolly. What's
Mhm.
your number four?
Number four would be Sirius Black.
Ooh.
He had not much, not a lot of screen time. When
Yeah.
we're looking at the movies, but in the books, like he had like they kind of delved on his story a little bit more. But obviously, in the movies, it wasn't a lot. But from the moment that we were introduced to him in Prison of Azkaban, I was just in awe. Like, once we found out like his story, like all the things that he had to go through so young and to be in prison for such a long time,
Hmm.
and he still came out of it like, not, I mean, he wasn't all the way okay, obviously, because it's Azkaban. But what drew me in was like his bond with Harry, like from the get-go. Like I just loved how he loved Harry, how he saw him as his son. And towards the end of his life, like when they were fighting, like even called him James. Like some say that he was in this state of like arrested development because of course by the time he was in prison, he was young and he was in there for like a long time. So
Yeah.
but his bond, like he was like one of the other father figures for Harry. And I was really hoping that they had a chance to be a family, but life happened, I guess. So but yeah, he's my number four.
Did you like when he was killed off, or was that like
No, no, I was, oh my, it was one of the saddest deaths. Like I remember reading it when I was this was back in Gambia,
mhm.
and I
Mhm.
flipped over to the page where he died. And I remember crying, like I cried for a good maybe 10 minutes. closed the book, wiped my tears, and then I went back to chapter 1 because that was an accidental spoiler,
Mhm.
honestly. But that's where I saw that, and it just broke my heart because, like I said, he was not only like his bond with Harry, and of course his deep loyalty to his friends, like the sacrifices that they had to do for Remus, and everything else that they did together at school. So yeah,
Yeah.
Sirius Black is my number 4.
Gotcha. Well, Parvati, what is your number 4?
My number 4 would have to be Dumbledore, I believe. Like as it was mentioned in our conversation, I think Dumbledore because like he was there from the start, like whenever Harry Potter was born, like he was like very dedicated towards Harry and like he's like a mentor towards Harry, like just giving him that guiding force of like an advice of like what he should do, like giving that path.
Yeah. Yeah, Dumbledore, did you liked when he died? Or it was like, oh man, really sad too. Same with
No, I didn't like when he died. I didn't like it at all.
yeah, he kind of fell down like from a really height. Like where he died again? I forgot. I know
Yeah,
he
he
died in
died on the tower.
tower,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, he
Yeah.
was killed off by Snape. But like, kind of like Vishnu said earlier, like he was like super powerful. He was like one of the most he was the most powerful wizard at the time, and
Yeah.
the way that he foresaw the future, like all of his plans, like each part of his plan, just I guess went accordingly.
Mhm.
So yeah, he was.
He owned the master wand, right? So he was definitely
Yes,
the most powerful wizard.
yeah, he
Yeah.
was. He was.
Yeah, definitely. Vishnu, what's your number 4?
My number 4 would be Hermione.
Really?
Uh, yeah, that's because, without any, so she's most powerful witch in that era, right? With among Harry Potter,
Mhm.
or like in that era, she's the most powerful witch or wizard. So, despite that, she always wanted to support Harry, and she always played the supporting character, even though she
Mhm.
was able to, like, if she wanted, she would have been the hero, right? She's more powerful in sense of magical powers or like magical knowledge when compared to Harry or anyone else. But still, she valued friendship more. She was courageous. She went to the Basilic's cave with Harry, right?
Right.
Um, so definitely, it's because of her courage, and also the most touching scene was her erasing her parents' memory, right?
Oh yeah.
That was
Yes.
so touching in a way that I mean, the Harry Potter basically, I grew up with Harry Potter, right? So
Mm.
seeing a teenage girl doing such a mature thing, it was definitely like something noteworthy, and like I really liked that scene. So yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
it
Yeah,
definitely showed her strength. Like that took a lot, but it had to be done, to
yeah.
save their lives. So yeah.
Also, like she punched Draco in the face.
Oh
Draco, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That was very fun
Yeah.
Nice.
to
Mhm.
see. Hmm.
My number 4 is kind of along terms of my number 5, but it's
Hmm.
Hedwig the owl.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Oh.
Hedwig. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
love
like,
Hedwig.
yeah, this owl, this pet, he was pretty much the main communication for Harry. Just delivering
Hmm.
messages throughout the whole series. He's reliable. He's
Hmm.
efficient.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
I wish
that's
I
that's pretty
had
much
an
it.
owl like that.
I don't know how much they cost. I think they're around. I think I checked last time. I think they're around $300 ish.
Oh
For
really?
an owl?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah. You want an owl, Parvati?
No, like where I can just send the owl to do something for me, you know?
Oh,
Raised
okay.
an owl for two owls for 2 weeks. Small owls back in India, but yeah, it's not like they do whatever you say. But
I know, but like
uh,
in Harry Potter
yeah, it's pretty
series.
I
scary.
know in Harry Potter. But yeah, Hedwig is he was awesome. Like he protected
Mhm.
Harry. Do you remember like in Deathly Hallows when they were transporting him to the burrow, and I think one of the Death Eaters like tried to was attacking him and Hagrid, and he flew. He kind of flew into the Death Eater's face to protect Harry, and he ended up dying. So
yeah.
I mean, granted, that was why they kind of knew that that was the real Harry because all of them were like disguised as Harry. But still, that was a great, it was a sad way to go, but it was also a very beautiful way that he protected Harry,
Yeah.
to the very end. So
Yeah, shout out to Hedwig.
shout out to
Um,
Henry.
but
Yeah.
yeah, number 3, Lolley. What's number 3?
Number 3, Albus Dumbledore.
Oh,
He's my number 3. Yeah. Um, of course, you've already touched on his immense power and his great wisdom. There was a part in like Order of the Phoenix. I was, especially in the movies, I was a little disappointed. I felt bad for Harry because of how like Dumbledore was ignoring him, like he wasn't really talking to him that much. But I kind of understood why he did what he did because at that point, that was when like Voldemort was kind of like they had that connection with their minds where Harry could be and to see Voldemort's thoughts or whatever. And but all in all, like he was, like I said earlier, he just when I watched it, when I read the books, he just felt safe. He was the strongest wizard of his time. But even though with all the power that he was in possession of the Elder Wand, he didn't let that power like corrupt him, like the other great wizards, like
yeah.
Voldemort or Grindelwald. Yeah, I mean of course he made mistakes as a kid, that resulted
Yeah.
in a tragic loss. But even through that, like he learned from it and just became a beacon of power, a beacon
Mm-hmm.
of solidarity, and he was loyal and he was kind and he protected people. So I was really sad when he died, but like I said, when you read the books, you just understand like his step by step process. Like he was incredible. So yeah,
Yes.
he's my number 3.
I like that. I like that. Parvati, what is your number 3?
For me, it would be Snape because, like, even though he was like a bit cold towards Harry, Hermione, and Ron at first, but like the reason why is because like he was there to protect Harry. So like he was just there, even though like it was a one-sided love for Snape when it came towards Lily Potter, Harry Potter's mother. Like
Mhm.
without even any like revenge or anything against, like he was there to like protect Harry.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, Snape showed a lot of tough love. Is that
Yeah.
right?
He
For the
did,
students?
yeah,
But then
he
again,
did.
I think the reason why he did that is so that he could make Harry stronger.
I
And
think
yeah.
for me, I think because I was thinking about I mentioned earlier like the occlumency, like where you learn to shield your mind,
Mm,
basically.
Yeah.
Because Voldemort, as we know, he was a very skilled legilimens. Like he
Mm-hmm.
could enter people's minds and like kind of even like put thoughts into it. So to be an occlumens, like can you imagine? I mentioned like him being a double agent, like that is like one of the hard, if not the hardest job that like someone can do because any slip, like if you
Mm-hmm.
open your mind one bit, like Voldemort would know like that he was a double agent, like he was double crossing him, and he could have died
Yeah.
basically. And a lot of people could have died as well as a result of that. So reading about that, like he had to develop that cold exterior. Like granted, he was a terrible bully,
yeah.
especially in the books. They don't show
Mhm.
much of it in the movies, but he was an awful bully, not just to Harry, but to Neville and like literally most of the other kids. But then
Mhm.
again, like he had to be that cold. He had to be just build that exterior just to protect himself and protect all the other people. Because if he had opened up, like even for the slightest, like a lot of lives would have been in danger. So it had to take a lot out of him, I'm
Mhm.
sure. But yeah, like I said, he's very complex. You just never know. You love to hate him or you hate to love him, whatever. But
Yeah.
I just commend him for that part. Like he had to stick with that persona for so long. So yeah, he did really good.
Yes.
Yeah, he kind of played like that movie Split. Have you guys seen that Split movie?
But no,
No.
It's kind of
what
more
was it about?
extreme. It's about this guy has multiple personalities, but I
Wait,
don't
is
think
it? I think I've heard of the movie.
it has
Does it?
James McAvoy.
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen trailers of it. I've always wanted to watch that movie, but I've never had the chance. But yeah, I've heard of I've heard about that.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah.
it's a little intense. But yeah, Vishnu, what's your number 3?
My number 3 would be Voldemort or Tom Riddle.
Mm.
So definitely that's one of the most well written characters in the whole series, I would say, because Voldemort, like Parvati told earlier, like he was not a physical form until fifth season, right?
Right.
Till then, he was considered. Everyone was even afraid to speak of his name. That
Yeah.
means the power of that character, right?
Mhm.
And also the craziest thing is that he was well versed with all the magic that was there, except one magic, that was the magic of love that Lily cast on Potter when she died. So that
Mm.
definitely shows the depth of the character of the Voldemort, because he knew everything that was on the books, but he never knew love his entire life. That's why he missed out on that small part that eventually killed him in the end, at the end, right? So that means the character was very well written, and I really love the character, except the reason for which he stood, right? That I'm not a fan of that, but still the character is so powerful. I really like Voldemort character. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a true villain for sure. Did you guys like when he was like on the back of that guy's head in the first one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I was
Yeah.
excited. I remember when I was a kid, I was super excited to see that, like in the movie. Like how would they do this? And they delivered. I really like seeing him in the back of
Yeah,
like Quirrell's
definitely.
head.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a little
Yeah.
gross.
I didn't like, so he showed up like in his physical form in Goblet of Fire. So I was disappointed when I
Mm.
saw his character. Like for
Why?
me, like even Lucius, he didn't instill. So when I was reading the book, like Tom Riddle or Voldemort, like he instilled so much fear. Like I remember, how they described him, like with his he had slit for eyes, they were red,
Mm.
like his nose, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh my God, Goblet of Fire, Voldemort is coming. Like I was terrified. Like I was terrified up until he came out. I'm like, really?
Dang.
And he was, I know, Dang is right. I was just not, I felt like honestly, Lucius Malfoy was more, I was more scared of Lucius Malfoy than I was of Voldemort. So he was just, and he was also another disappointment for me. Like he was like kind of all over the place. I don't know what I was expecting from a Dark Lord, but I didn't expect too much movement. It was like he was dancing, just flitting in and
Yeah.
out and all that kind of stuff. So maybe, yeah, that he was a great villain, to be honest. He was smart, he was handsome until he turned into whatever he turned into.
More like a
But
goblin-ish.
no, he was more like a snake. Even when they
Uh,
described it, it was more like, yeah, he took on features of like a snake. But yeah, I'm gonna agree with y'all. Like he was a very well written character. I really wish they showed more of his backstory in the movies, because man, he had quite a story. I wanted to see his parents, like his mom, his uncle, grandfather, that kind of stuff. Just seeing his journey through getting to where he got to. But we got what we got. So, but yeah, he was pretty cool
do you guys want
ish.
to see a prequel for the Voldemort origin story?
I would love to see that. I
Me
would
too.
Me
love to see
too.
that so bad. I just want to see everything, like every single detail. And I think with the new series that they're trying to create, or they're creating each on Max, at
Mhm.
first I was like, ugh, like just leave it as it is. But if they show every part, like every backstory, especially Voldemort, which is like very crucial to the Harry Potter story, like
Alright.
I would watch
Yeah.
it, inshallah, if I live to see it. So yeah.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
definitely.
Yeah.
But my number 3, it's someone said there is in their list, but it is Hermione. Again, like you guys said, she's like the smartest student in Hogwarts.
Mhm.
Friendship is there, and I feel like she showed a lot of girl power.
Yeah.
Move aside Beyonce, girl power formation, girl dinner. Anyways, but yeah, Hermione, that's my number 3. But yeah, Lolly, what's your number 2?
My number two is actually Hermione Granger.
Okay.
Yeah, Hermione, like kind of like you said, like girl power, girl boss. Like I feel like she is actually a huge, like a big heroine in the movie. Not only is she wise or like really smart, she was just very kind and loyal to Booth and very protective, of her besties and all of the people around her. I feel like without her, honestly, the boys, ooh,
Nah, they
they
won't
would
be
have
there.
been in so much trouble, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
she was prepared for everything. I remember a scene in Deathly Hallows Part One where this was after the wedding. They had a wedding and then they were being attacked at Bill's wedding, and she had already packed everything that they needed. Like she had it in a bag, and she had their books, like like literally everything that they need, and clothes and all of that. I'm like, that's just. I like thinking like that, like forward thinking. Obviously, the boys weren't thinking about stuff like that. Harry they had already packed, but they didn't think to have it ready to go. And I love that she did it for all of them, and she protected them throughout the way. And she was also like she was like a guiding light, like a voice of reason for her friends. So she was kind of like she's compared to like Lily. She's like the brightest witch of her age, and she truly was. So I like that comparison that they did with like Harry's mother. They mentioned that in the books, and also
Yeah.
Sirius Black says that in Prison of Azkaban when they rescued him. So Hermione is my number two.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, Emma Watson, she played Hermione to the tail. Is
Yeah.
she really accurate to the books?
Um, Kind of, sorta. Like some say, like they talk about the bushy hair. I mean, she had that in the first movie. She had like wild bushy hair. It was kind of curly, I believe, and she had like her two front teeth were like she was like buck tooth.
Yeah.
And I remember reading, I was like, "Oh, is she gonna have?" I was very interested to see them, but I mean, like she fit the description, or it could really like apply to anyone, but I feel like um she bodied that role. She did exceptionally in it. So yeah.
Yeah, I love her in it. But Parvati, what's your number two?
My number two would have to be Sirius Black because like
Mhm.
Sirius Black was like close friends with like Harry Potter's parents, and also like he's more like a father figure to Harry since like Harry Potter does not have any family, so like have any like support from family or anything like that. So definitely Sirius Black, and like and because of that, their bond grew stronger when it comes towards Sirius Black and Harry Potter.
Like that,
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, Sirius Black is a good character when he died. It was sad. But what's y'all's
Mhm.
favorite spell?
Favorite spell.
Oh, that's a
Expecto Patrona.
Oh yes,
That's
Expecto
classic.
Patronum is good. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Ridiculous.
Yeah, that was a
I
good
would
one.
Ridiculous.
say mine would be Expelliarmus.
Oh,
Oh,
X. And I love how Snape says it. Do you guys remember in Chamber of Secrets, he was an Expelliarmus? Like he had just a way
Yes.
of like saying stuff. He was so much drama. So yeah, that's also a great spell. What about you, Abrar?
I'm gonna go with what Vishnu said.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Patrona.
Expecto. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a powerful spell. Expecto Patronum. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I like it. But yeah, Vishnu, what's your number two?
My number two would be there are two people, Snape and Lily Potter. So
Okay.
I really like the character Snape, and it all got revealed at the last like season, right? So, but I wanted them to end up together, right? Everyone wanted them to like Lily Potter and have Snape. So the love that Snape had for Lily was beyond words. You cannot describe it. And even after she died, Snape took care of her son, right? Till the
Mhm.
last moment, and even he sacrificed himself for Harry Potter. I mean, Snape is just a beautifully written character and such a selfless character, I would say. And Lily Potter as well. She's also very selfless, and because of her only the whole series was there, right? If only she was not there, then you can imagine what Voldemort would have done to Harry Potter. So definitely, these two are my second best characters.
I like that. I like that.
That's very insightful. Especially the Lily part. I love Lily Potter. Like you
Yeah,
said, like if it wasn't for her, like Harry would have died.
yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone's
Like
forgetting about Lily.
Lily,
Mm-hmm.
no, I love Lily. Like when I talk about Harry, of course, he's her son. Like I always remember Lily. Like people don't talk about Lily as much, but I feel like if you read the books, like you just remembered how they talk about her being the brightest witch of her age, like her kindness, the way she saw people. And I feel like it was because of that kindness and that love and the fact that she saw Snape as kids that just drew her to him. Like that's how their love like just started to grow, because Snape as a kid had a very traumatic childhood. Like he was alone for most of the time. Like his parents were just they weren't there for him. So and then Lily was like the first person that he met that was like him. Like she was a witch, she was a wizard, and he just loved her. So yeah, his love for her was beautiful. It was
yeah.
sad, tragic, but it was
And
beautiful.
Abrar, your question actually reminded me of one instance, that Patronus, right? So
Yeah.
Lily's Patronus was a dove. Dove? It was a deer, right?
It was a doe, yeah.
Yeah. And that Snape took over that Patronus, and it was Snape who actually saved Harry Potter. Because one dove, like one deer appeared in that scene, right? That was
Hmm.
actually Snape and not Lily, because Lily was dead that time. So everyone thought it
Oh.
was Lily's spirit or something. But when the last season, they read the memory of Snape, right? At that
Hmm.
point, you'll be able to see the Patronus of Snape that is also dear. So basically, he took over Lily's Patronus and saved Potter. So
Yes, yeah. That I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah, that's one of that's a very important detail. And it just showed how, the people that talk about like Snape was obsessed with Lily, he was obsessed with
Yeah.
her and stuff. I mean, like I said, yes, I mean, people are entitled to their opinion and they might see it in a way that I'm not seeing it, of course. But I just believe that he was deeply in love with her, to a point that he actually that caused his Patronus to change to a doe. Like I just feel like that was really incredible for that
yeah,
to happen. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Good point.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
My number two, you guys are forgetting about this guy. I mean, he's been there,
Ooh,
done that. That's my
ooh.
boy, Cedric.
oh,
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 Cedric. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
Yo, like
I feel bad. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, he
He's
died. But
sad. Yeah.
the way he carried himself, I mean, he's all about
Hmm.
honor, fair
Hmm.
competition.
yeah,
His friendship with Harry pretty much helped Harry to become a better person. Even though Hermione did too, but Cedric did. He was part of it as well. And he is literally the perfect example of a Hufflepuff. So
mm.
No, he was. Yeah, he was a true Hufflepuff, honestly. I was so, oh my gosh. Goblet of Fire was just sad. I was so sad when Cedric died. And I wish that he had like more time with Harry and them. Like he would have been an even better like influence, because kind of like you said, Abrar, it was just the way he presented himself. He was a good friend, good loyal friend, So yeah, that was so sad.
yeah,
We
Yeah.
love you, Cedric. Yeah.
like he reminds me of, well, off topic, like the
Mhm.
Bollywood movie Kalahonaho. He's like Shah Rukh Khan's character.
Oh, please
Uh,
do not make me cry. Do not, do not, do not make me cry. That movie. Oh,
He Cedric is SRK in that film. I've got the character's name, Kalahonaho. Is it uh starts with an
what's the name?
A.
Aman.
Amin, yes.
Aman. Yeah, Aman. That's true.
Amin is
Aman.
Cedric. But yeah.
Ay, ay, ay.
But yeah.
Selfless. Yeah. Mhm.
But also, side note, do you guys like the Fantastic movies?
Um, Honestly, they're not bad. I've watched the first two. I still haven't finished like the third one. I think it's called The Secrets of Dumbledore.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I just they're
Yeah.
they're they're okay.
They're
They're okay.
okay. I think I've only seen one of them, but like
Uh-huh.
I don't think they match the level of Harry Potter series.
No, they definitely do not. I do like. Ooh, I actually do like some parts of it. So Nagini. I
Hmm.
did not know that Nagini was a woman.
Oh
Did you guys know that?
no.
Yes. Like
No.
that
So
the people
Nagini
snake.
is from Indian Hindi word for
I know for
snake.
female snake, yes. And
Yeah.
I've watched Nagin, like, some Hindi movies, and it never clicked. And
Yeah.
I was
Oh.
reading about it. One of my best friends, she actually encouraged me to watch Fantastic Beasts. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So whenever I watch Harry Potter and I see Nagini, I'm like, oh my God, look at you. You were a woman. I forgot her name. She's a Mala something. She had this disease. I guess it's a curse in the women of their family. Like they get to a certain age and they just change. They become like an animal. Like they're
Hmm.
stuck in like the animal form forever, and that's what happened to her. So she just became a snake. So when after I found this out and I saw the part where Neville kind of chopped off her head, I'm like,
Hmm.
oh dear. Like it was like it was very interesting to learn. So I like that part in Fantastic Beasts, and I also like the part of um I can't remember the character's name. Starts with a C. He has ties to Dumbledore, but I also like that part. So, but yeah, that's about it.
Gotcha. Well, we're now into our number ones, but first let's recap our top five to top two. Lolly, you go ahead.
All right, top 5 to 2 would be Severus Snape, Sirius Black, Albus Dumbledore, and Hermione Granger.
Gotcha. Parvati.
For me, it would be Voldemort, Dumbledore, Snape, and Sirius Black.
Nice. And Vishnu.
For me, that is Dumbledore, Hermione, Voldemort, Snape.
Nice. Mine was the Sorting Hat, Hedwig the Owl, Hermione, and Cedric. And now
Nice.
we're all gonna say our number ones at the same time.
Oh,
All
Okay?
right.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Harry Potter.
Harry
Neville
Potter.
Longbottom.
Harry and Hermione.
Harry
Wow.
Potter.
No love for Neville?
No, no, no.
I'm
Neville is one of
surprised
my
nobody
honorable
said
mentions.
Ron Weasley.
No, no,
Oh
no.
yeah. Yeah.
No,
But yeah.
Neville is like an honorable mention for me.
Okay, okay.
I wish I
Uh,
could put him in the list. Like there are a lot of other characters that stood out to me, made a huge impression. But yeah, he's one of those. He's one of them.
gotcha. Yeah, Lolly, go ahead with your number one. You
Oh,
said
Harry
Harry,
Potter. Yes, the chosen one.
the boy who lived, who came to
The boy
die.
who lived. I know. The boy who lived. Come to die.
Harry Potter, the boy who lived, come to die.
But yeah, Harry, so when I was younger, when I first started reading the books or watching the movies, like I was just very impressed by how loyal, Harry was and how kind he was.
Hmm.
And as an adult, rewatching the movies again, that kindness, I think the kindness part of it just kind of like stood out to me even more because it just kept reminding me of his mother. I mentioned
Yeah.
like in Lily, like how people described Lily as she was very kind, especially Remus Lupin in Prison of Azkaban. He talked about how Lily was so kind and he saw people in a way that others or saw people in a way that they didn't see themselves, kind of like with Remus, like and I saw that with Harry. Like I was so drawn to his kindness. And I remember in Order of the Phoenix where he was having those emotional outbursts, like he was angry all the time. And he kind of snapped at Ron and Hermione one time and then he walked off, talked to Luna and came back and he was like, may I sit with you? Like he was just very remorseful and very, very apologetic about, how he came up. But the fact that he was so young, that he had dealt with so much trauma as a child, and to be with relatives that treated him so horribly. But even through the face of that, like he just he persevered. Like he just became stronger, and he had like that unwavering dedication to his friends, to defeating Voldemort, just protecting people basically. So like I could talk about Harry Potter all day. I love his character. I get it. He's like the main character or one of the main characters, but he deserved that number one. He deserves this number one spot because he's just truly amazing and very influential. So yeah.
Gotcha. And who else said Harry Potter for the number one?
I think all of us did.
Oh,
But
except for me.
mine
Yeah.
is Harry Potter and Hermione. Like, so this one was a bit of a challenge. Like, who should I choose as number one? But I'll start with like Hermione. So the reason why I put Hermione as number one is because I loved her grace, her confidence, the strength that she portrayed in the books and in the movie. And that's because like even though she is like a muggle born, like she knows what she wants, and I feel like she's like a righteous character. Like remember like the scene when Draco and the other boys were like making fun of her and all that stuff, but she still showed like that confidence and the strength that she had, saying like she like she's that confident and like she doesn't care what anyone thinks. Like that's what I liked about her.
Mm,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And then Harry Potter, as obviously mentioned just now, Harry Potter because like he cares about his friends, like that kind of friendship that it just seems so valuable. And especially since like whenever his parents died and he was living at the Dursleys, like they weren't treating him right, but like no matter how he was treated, like he showed that kindness to everyone else around him. So that's what I liked. That's why I chose Harry Potter and Hermione as number one.
Gotcha. And Vishnu, you
Awesome.
pick also Harry Potter as well, right?
Yeah, definitely Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I mean, he fought his way to the list, actually. I never rooted for Harry Potter in any of the fights, to be honest. Because
Really?
he was the most clumsy and the most, what to say, like, least dependable wizard, you would say. But still, he
Yeah.
makes it.
I mean, but then again, that's like in Shah Rukh Khan movies too. So
Yeah. I mean,
Mm,
the what stood out is that he just goes out like without anything. He doesn't even have know that he might be living or not. He just goes out to save his friends or whatever
Yes.
he feels is right. And that idolized like that was the idol that I look up to. That's the person who I
mm,
want to be, right? Because I
Mhm.
grew up with that person. I want to be a person who has to be loyal with my friends. Whatever
Mhm.
happens to them, I should be the one who has to take the first step, right, to help them. So
Mhm.
that guy is, I mean, his courage and the stuff that he went through the childhood, and he doesn't even care. So I would say that's the most like least like shallow character, because the movies never showed his emotions, but still we understood his emotions, right?
yeah.
That's something very special. It was never he showed his emotions, but we understood what he's going through. But still, yeah, he came through. That's Harry Potter for you. So definitely Harry Potter. And I was in a conflict whether I should say Snape or Harry Potter, but definitely it's Harry Potter for all the way. Even though he
Mhm.
never had a special scene or special, it's not about winning the like fight. It's because he represented who I was or who I want to be. So that's why it's Harry Potter.
That you convinced
Nice.
me. You convinced me that you are Vishnu is Harry Potter. Do you have the scar on your forehead?
And I should
Parvati, put
get
a star. Yeah,
that.
put a
Maybe
star.
Parvati can help me with that.
But yeah, my number one was Neville. I think it's all about
Mhm.
for him. It's all about character development.
Mhm.
He was a loser in the beginning, and then he killed the snake with the sword at the end. It just
Mhm.
showed like his character development. He showed his bravery. He shows he can conquer all his fears, his challenges. I think that's why I just picked him. But Vishnu just convinced me Harry Potter should be number one. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, Harry. Yeah, but yeah, Neville. Neville was. I wouldn't necessarily call him a loser. He was just
He was
very forgetful or clumsy, and he was kind of shy. But even in
yeah.
the
Yeah.
first movie, like he showed his bravery. Like he stood when he stood up to like Harry and Hermione and Ron. I mean, and he ended up winning points towards the end of like the school year. So he had that bravery in him. He was just, shy and I mean, I
It
guess
took a while to show it.
took a while to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, dealing with, his, what happened to his parents and all of that. But man, like I said, he's one of my honorable mentions. But yeah.
But yeah. Speaking of honorable mentions, you guys have. I think I just said most of them, right?
Yeah, I think mine are like Neville and Hagrid.
Mm-hmm.
Hagrid, he's like a, that big, fluffy, just that warm.
Big
He
Bear.
represents like home. Yeah, big bear type figure. Like he was also one of like the father figures of Harry, and I would say like for some of the students as well. And he was just very kind, very sweet. He just, yeah, I really loved Hagrid. So, and of course his loyalty to Dumbledore and to Hogwarts as a whole. So he was a great character. And like you said, Neville really grew into like I remember a conversation he had with Harry when they were in like like Dumbledore's army and they were standing together seeing the picture of like the former Order of the Phoenix, like their parents. And
Yeah.
I remember Harry saying that, they will make their parents proud. And I just felt that was very sweet. And also that huge connection that he has with Harry. I don't know if you remember the prophecy. So Harry and Neville were born on the same day. So
Yes.
the prophecy that, the reason why Voldemort went to kill Harry was because of that prophecy. So it applied to two boys. But one distinguishing factor about that prophecy was that the other, one of the boys was like a half blood kind of. So Harry was the half blood, Neville is a full blood. So he ended up choosing Harry. And sometimes I remember in the book, Harry started thinking about the fact that what if Neville was the chosen one? What if Neville was the one that Voldemort went after? Like, what kind of like he started envisioning his life like as a normal person. But yeah, I remember that. So him having that tie with Harry, I just thought that was like really incredible reading about it. I don't think they mention it in the books. No, sorry, in the movies. So just wanted to throw that out there. They both basically rose up to the challenge and definitely made their parents proud, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Hmm.
Yeah, my honorable mentions were Harry Potter and Ron, but I think that's pretty much
Hmm.
it. But I forgot about
Yeah.
Hagrid. He's the actor
Hmm.
passed away recently. I think it was like
I
early this year.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
That
but
was so
yeah,
sad. Like I didn't realize a lot of the characters like had passed away. It's a lot to deal with. Like watching the movies just doesn't. I mean, still feels great, but it's just has that sadness to it. Like oh, they're
Mhm.
gone, and yeah.
yeah. I
What
mean,
about
like
Dobby?
yeah,
Oh yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna say
Dobby.
Dobby.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Dobby.
That was a classic scene when he got the freedom, his freedom.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, Dobby was cute,
Dobby
and
is
I
free.
think Dobby is the reason why Harry was able to master the occlumency because
Yeah,
when he was holding Dobby or when he was burying Dobby, like he realized that he was able to close off his mind because he could see or he could feel Voldemort like becoming angry because this was the scene after they had either they had escaped the Malfoy manor or they
yeah.
had
Mm.
escaped like Gringotts, something like that. Yeah, but I feel like Dobby's death kind of finally helped Harry with the grief or the love that he felt for him, like close off, learn to close off his mind. And I thought that was pretty significant. So yeah, Dobby is also yeah. There, like I said, there are a lot of like great characters. I just you just have to just pick the five, but
And
the others
and
are great too.
and definitely again, Harry Potter cared about Dobby too. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
he's
Mm-hmm.
nobody, and still
Yep.
Harry Potter cared about him. That's
I
what that's
know. Yep.
number one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Gotcha.
very sweet of him. Dobby.
And then an honorable mention that I would want to say is the Weasley family because
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Harry
Yeah.
Potter's second family was with the Weasley
Absolutely.
family. So like that too. And then I was gonna say Dobby as well, but Vishnu
Mhm.
stole that from me.
Who would win in a
Yeah.
fight, the Weasley family or Harry's foster family?
Oh, Weasley family.
Weasley.
Seriously? You're talking about the Dursleys?
um,
Oh my God, those people, especially, I'm not even gonna talk about like Mr. Dursley or what's his cousin's name again? I'm blanking right now. I don't remember his name. Dudley. But
Dudley.
but his aunt, Petunia, like this is your sister's son. The other
Yeah.
day I was driving and I was thinking about like Harry as a baby. Like you can just imagine how they treated him as a child. No, as a baby.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know. Like it's just it's crazy. I don't know if she they mentioned that she was kind of jealous of her sister, yada yada yada, and I get it. She lost her, but I mean, just try to treat your nephew right, but yeah, it is what it is.
I feel
Um,
like if Hermione was in a fight with the Dursley family, Hermione would definitely win too.
Oh yeah.
The Dursleys don't have any magical power. Like that's just a.
Not
It's
even
like
without a magical, even without any magical powers. I
you're
feel
talking
like
about physical fight, like just
yes,
fist fight.
yeah.
Yeah, they. I mean, yeah, I'm sure because Hermione seems to pack like a mean punch. I mean, ask Draco. So
Mhm.
probably just punch Dudley and he'd run away or something. So, but
well,
yeah.
speaking of physical fights, who would win in a fight? Dobby or Gollum from Lord of the Rings?
Ooh, Gollum.
Oh.
Ooh.
Gollum. But Gollum is he's next level.
True.
This creature is he's obsessed with his
Definitely Gollum.
precious. Gollum would destroy
Yeah.
Dobby.
Yeah, the
Physical
sheer
fight?
willpower of that creature, right? I mean,
Yes. Like he has like his willpower is just yeah, it's on some other level. But
yeah.
yeah, he would definitely you would have said like Dobby and Creature. Remember that the elf at Sirius Black's house?
Yeah.
Even though he's older, yeah, I could see them fighting, tussling a little bit. That would be so funny. But yeah.
Uh, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Any thoughts on our list?
Um all of the characters that you guys mentioned
Mhm.
were pretty spot on. I learned to see certain objects or symbols in a different way, kind of like with Abrar with the Sorting
Yeah.
Hat and Hedwig. I mean, I've had mad love for Hedwig, but the Sorting Hat, I never really considered it.
Hmm.
I knew he had like a great responsibility, I guess great power, I would say, but
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
never really thought about like putting him in a list, you know. But yeah, and your thoughts on your characters like Parvati and Vishnu, pretty impressive. So, what I'm gonna do before I go to bed is probably read a chapter or two of the
Mhm.
Harry Potter because you've put me in that mood, or I might just watch a
Mhm.
movie. Yeah, I mean, it's fall. This is Harry Potter season.
It is. Just
It's Harry Potter season, so
Oh
we
yeah.
should try to like do a marathon, like kind of like watch the movies. Yeah, that would be nice.
definitely like just play the
Yeah,
song like do 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 do. No, how does it
I
go?
know. Dun, 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 dun,
I,
dun.
I mean that concept of Harry being one of the Horcruxes, right? That
Oh
blew
yeah.
my mind. That was
Yes.
so brilliant.
Yes,
Uh,
that really was. Like Deathly Hallows was just reading the book. I remember this was in Gambia, like during Ramadan. Like one of the best friends, she actually gave me the book. She was
Hmm.
telling me, Lolley, like so obviously this about me. I love spoilers. So I told her to tell me everything that happened in the book. Tell me. So this was like early, like maybe like 2 a.m. Like we were still up and she went like chapter by chapter telling me what happened. She was like, Lolly, did you know that Snape was in love with Lily? And I'm like, what? And then she started telling me about the Horcrux, that Harry was a Horcrux. I'm like, my mind was blown. And I was so like excited to read the book. Man, that book delivered. It really did. But yeah, that was a crazy concept, which I really loved. And I'm
Yeah.
glad because it served Voldemort right, because he
yeah,
thought he was all knowing, all
yeah,
powerful, but
yeah.
serves you right, Moldy. So yeah, that was a good twist. I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, let's you gotta it is the Harry Potter season. Just sit back, watch the marathon, or read the books with your hot
Hmm.
cocoa, with your blanket. When it's snowing outside. Is it snowing outside for you guys or no?
No, it snowed a little the other day. Like on the day of Halloween, it snowed a little, but it melted right away.
Oh dang. Well,
Yeah, I saw a little like dusting. I guess I was walking at the park on Thursday. Yesterday?
Mhm.
Wait, it
Yesterday.
snowed in Texas?
No, on Wednesday. This was Wednesday. I was walking around and I saw a little, yeah, on the grass. It was like powdered sugar level.
Oh.
I was like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it was kind of chilly. You know, nothing too crazy, but yeah, I did see that on the grass.
Nice. Well, it is that season, but yeah. I guess I have to end this episode. But Lolly, where can the audience find you if they want to be if you want to be found on the socials?
Yes, on the socials. So I am on Instagram. You know what? I don't even I think my name is like Esme LKL
Yeah.
on Instagram, and I'm on Facebook, Lolley Cisse. So if anyone needs to find me, I'm there. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Parvati and Vishnu, where can they find you if you want to be found?
I only have Instagram as of now. You can find me on Instagram. My username is PAARU__VISHNU.
Very nice. Vishnu, what about you?
Yeah, my Instagram handle is VV underscore YES underscore MAN.
I like that. I like that. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. Any last words? You want to say anything at the end? Anyone?
Just
Uh,
really excited to be here today. I had an amazing time, you know, chatting with you guys about Harry Potter. Harry Potter is my obsession. I love it to pieces. So I'm really thankful to like have this opportunity to like chat with you guys. So
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for inviting us. It was great talking about Harry Potter. It's been a while, so like it was great to like, go back through. It was like a nostalgia for me, as
Mhm.
I would say.
Yeah, for me too. I mean, Harry Potter has always been an icon. And yeah, to talk about Harry Potter, it's very, very like I feel very happy talking about Harry Potter.
I
So
like
thanks
that.
for giving me this opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely. Well, hopefully we'll do this again. But till then, on the count of three, let's do. I'm trying to think of a spell.
expecto patronum.
Yeah, let's say that at a count of three. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Expecto
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 Patronum.
patronum.
Expecto Patronum!
Bing bang!